John, you've had a chance to review Sunday's performance. What was so pleasing about it?
The improvement. We made big improvements from the week prior. We made big improvements from our two previous home games as well. So yeah, it's really pleasing to see that as a group we played better, and there were lots of individual improvements as well.
3 wins in a row now. What does that do for the confidence and momentum of the group?
Yeah, obviously it's always better to win than lose, you know. But the 2 losses, as I've said to you before, I thought we played well in those 2 losses. So it wasn't crisis time even then. So, but it is nice to get the W's on the board. It is nice to start climbing the league, and it's good to see our scoring ledger, you know, plus 30, which I think is a real indication of your performances. You know, which sounds strange really, because you think it was the win-loss, but I think it's the plus and the negative aspect of it. And we're obviously at plus 30 after 4 games, 2 wins, 2 losses. So yeah, clearly pleased and improving signs as well.
Challenge Cup action on Friday. How much of a challenge is it going to be facing Super League side Wakefield?
Well, they're a really good team. I mean, I watch Wakefield a fair bit, obviously because of my connections with them. And they played really well against Warrington when they beat them at over at well, I still call it Bellevue, whatever it's called over there. Is it the Mobile Rocket Stadium? So they beat Warrington there, and obviously the whole game was an absolute cracking game. Even Stevens until Mark Sneed, who was probably the best drop goal exponent in Super League, slotted that 1 point over. But the second half of that game, Wakefield were very, very good indeed. They showed great resilience and fortitude to fight the way back, but they showed no little skill as well with their execution of the plays. And you know, I mean, Tom Johnson scored 2 absolute humdingers again. So you know, they're a formidable outfit.
And after having to defend against Sheffield and come up with that 0, you're going to have to really be on point in your defensive stakes on Friday night.
Very much so, yes, very much so. But we can take heart. I mean, I think, as I said in the press conference after the game, the last 6 halves of rugby league we've played, 5 of them we've kept the opposition scoreless. Now I know, you know, 2 were under bank, but you can only defend who you're defending against, and that's really pleasing, because I think what it does show is not only our shape, structure and organisation indeed is pretty good, but it's also the attitude towards the defence is very good indeed as well.
It's going to be emotional for you, John, going back after your time there as coach.
Yeah, I loved it at Wakefield. You know, I mean, I loved it that year I had there with Chris, but I particularly loved it from 2006 to 2011. 5 years of my life I spent there, and you know, I really enjoyed working in and around the club. I liked the people at the club, and I obviously enjoyed working with the players. So yeah, it means a lot to me as a club, but you know, I coach Bradford Bulls now. This club means a lot to me, and there's nothing I'd like better than to knock Wakefield out of the cup. So that's what we'll be endeavouring to do.
What team news can you tell us, John, ahead of Friday?
Well, obviously, I mean, we're still looking back at the bumps and bruises, like with Liam Kirk. Kirky won't be able to play because there's an 8-day return to play protocol with his concussion, so he won't be able to play. And obviously Rhys Heavens, he's back at Leeds because we loan him, and obviously they don't want him cup tied. So there's those 2 straight away, but everybody else I think will come through okay. But obviously there's a concern about Greg Johnson as well, who pulled up in the warm-up. So we can cover it, and we can turn out a team that I feel will certainly represent this club in a very proud manner.
Obviously you mentioned 2 players there, Liam Kirk and Rhys Evans, who potentially might not be, well, they're definitely not going to be playing on Friday, John, but it is going to be difficult for you to take shirts off some of the other players who played well against Sheffield.
It is, and it provides an opportunity for other lads, doesn't it? You know, it means there'll be another forward who'll get an opportunity to take Liam's place, and obviously there'll be another 3/4 who gets an opportunity to come in with Rhys missing. So yeah, it does. It gives people opportunities, and as we've seen when we've given opportunities to other players this year, they've certainly grabbed them with both hands, and they're certainly keeping that shirt on the back through not through anything other than the value and their ability and the contribution towards the team.
No problems with Owen Milnes and Adam Rooks featuring?
No, they're playing. They've already played. They played against Sunderbank, didn't they? So they'd already cooked tied for Hull Kingston Rovers, but we've got them for a season. They're virtually our players, which Tony Smith has been absolutely first class about. So no, they'll play at the weekend.
John, your name is synonymous with the Challenge Cup. It is effectively another David v Goliath battle on Friday night. How do you fire up the Bradford Bulls?
I don't think they'll need firing up. I think they'll need explaining about not to play the occasion, but to play the opposition. And you know, we're going to Wakefield, which is a lovely big pitch, and inevitably it has a good service. You know, Steve Duckney does a great job there looking after their playing field, and it'll be good to get there, but it'll be a bit strange having so much space. So that's another challenge that our adaptability towards that will be tested.
You've got a very special relationship with Chris Chester. You were the head coach, and he was on the interchange bench in that Challenge Cup win over Leeds at Cardiff, and then you were working together at Wakefield as part of the coaching setup.
Yeah, I actually coached him as well when he was 16 years of age, and I was doing it was on a camp, an elite schoolboy camp. So I've known him a long time, Chris, and I get on with him great, and he's a good fella. I enjoyed my relationship with him as coach-player. I enjoyed my relationship with him when we were both working together at Wakefield, and he's a good guy, and he coached his team well. He coached his team to play attractive football, so I know what he'll be doing. It's up to me to try and stop it, and I think he'll know what I'll be doing. It's up to him to try and stop that, so we'll see who comes out on top.
Can you see a bit of you in Chris? And
I think he's his own man, as any coach. A coach has got to be their own man, but obviously I'd like to think there's elements that have influenced him in, and certainly the principles of play I think are pretty solid that he's got, and I think they might have a bit of John Kear in them, but he might tell you different. I don't know, you'll have to ask him that.
Can you use some of what happened last year in the Challenge Cup, those wins over Featherstone and Leeds for this weekend?
No, I mean that was last year, wasn't it? Yeah, it's a different. I was looking through our team that played against Leeds, and I think we've only got 6 or 7 who are still here, so it's a different team, isn't it? So a different team likes to creates different memories, so that's what we're going out to do, try and create a real good memory.
And just finally, John, it was announced yesterday and today that Ottawa and New York are going to be joining the Rugby League pyramid system in 2021 and 2022. What are your thoughts on the ever-changing expansion landscape in the sport?
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? It really is. Toronto have certainly brought things to the sport, and further North American presence certainly won't do us any harm. And I think the more global it becomes, the better it becomes to attract sponsorship and attract broadcasting rights. So I think certainly it's a real interesting development, and it'll be one that I'll watch with interest. But at the minute, I'm bothered about getting Bradford Bulls A through to the next round of the Challenge Cup, but B ultimately into Super League.